Hi YouTube, I'm Haider from Singapore, and today I'm going to do a review of the ybr125. My experience from riding it, and as well as acquiring a ys125 Yamaha. So basically, the reason why I got the ys125 is because of this popularity, easy maintenance, reliability of the ybr. It's quite popular because it's very, although the scooters are taking over by storm, this still has that motorcycle appeal to it, where you swing your leg over it, you squeeze the tank when you ride. So I do enjoy and appreciate that. And I feel that the price I got it for, the consumption is about 40 km per liter. It pulls linear all the way up to the speed limit. I could cruise maybe about 100 and occasionally pull for about 110 and 115, not a problem. Maintenance is cheap. Of course the 18-inch rim tires are a little hard to find, and you're very limited by choices. There's no oil filter here. Just 800 ml of petrol. Parts are pretty universal. What I mean by that is that you can change your master pump to some aftermarket ones. You can get these shifters. You can use the rear foot packs, things along that line. Yeah, and the seating of the ybr is that it's more like a lazy boy style, where you're seated upright, your feet are forward, your hands are forward. But the ys125, the seating is different. You are seated like a street bike, where you're seated upright, your legs are directly below you, and your body is kind of leaned forward a little bit. So it changes the experience. I felt the bike was a little higher. So Yamaha claims that they reworked the ybr for the ys125, and yes, the suspension are the same, the brakes are the same. Although the rims are the same size, I believe they are different because the ybr is still using the analog meter, so there's a cable running in front. Besides that, what I felt about the ys125, they have a lot of specific parts that are made for the bike. Right, so what I mean by that is that they have this very special feature where it's a link brake system, probably for the UK learner. So when you press the rear brake, I don't know if you can see, but it pulls the front master cylinder and it brakes. So it also, unique parts, what I mean by that is that well, if you look over at this side, you have a specifically made side stand that has a special feature at the rear. It's meant for this bike, a special main stand. You have this very unique system of a gear shifter, whereas for that you can just get some universal thing and just stick it in. Alright, there's a starter motor here, there's no kickstart. And it's one thing I find disappointing is that although it's been on the market for about 5 years, you can't really find spare parts in eBay or Taobao or AliExpress. So unlike the ybr, it's abundant, it's cheap, you can get the spare parts everywhere, but not for this ys125, which kind of scares me. Plus you go to the dealership, they charge just way too much. It uses about 1 liter of engine oil. There's an oil filter there. So besides that, this is using an analog meter, and the ys125 is using a digital speedometer. You have your gear indicator there, you have a 6-bar, you have a better reserve, look at the reserve and the petrol that you have. Okay, so besides that, how is the power like? I love the ybr, it pulls up linear like I mentioned. So what Yamaha did was they actually changed the stroke and the bore of the ys125. They make the bore bigger and the stroke shorter. So what does that equate to? It equates to more, the top, you reach the peak torque at 7,500 RPM, but I believe the ybr is higher, maybe about 9 or 10. So initial pickup the ys125, yes, it's smoother and it's faster and it's better than the ybr. But when it comes to mid and the high RPMs after that, you just feel that there is not such a strong pull anymore. And that steals away the excitement. But if you can deal with that, it gives you better fuel consumption. You get about 54 kilometers per liter as compared to the ybr40, and you get about 700 km tank. And Yamaha claims it's 14 liters, but I could pump in about 12 point something only, 12.5, 12.7 liters. The ybr 12 liters tank, you get 40 km per liter. So that gives you a fuel range for about what, 480. It's quite a difference. The ys125, you're looking to struggle when there's a slight incline, when there's a slight hill, more than the ybr, sadly to say, because when you're up on higher expressway speeds, you don't, your RPM range is probably there and you just have not much left. So yes, thank you for listening, and I hope this really helped someone make a decision. For me per se, I would keep the ybr any day because of reliability, parts accessibility. But in Singapore, we have such high tenure. We have to scrap our bikes every 10 years, so I'm moving on with times, and basically I get a lower depreciation on the ys125, hence I switch. I'm gonna miss her, but you know, I still feel that yes, it's an upgrade, it's a step forward, but there are choices out there. Thank you very much for listening. Ride safe.